Hi, I'm Sophia Haber-Brock, and this is A Year in Quarantine. Today, I'm joined by the Monmouth County Board of Commissioners Director, Tom Arnone. Thank you for joining me.
Hello there, Sophia. Oh, it's my pleasure. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Staying healthy, I hope.
Yep.
Good, good,
So,
good.
um, so last time we spoke, we were in week 4 of lockdown, and now it's been more than a year living in this pandemic. So, a year ago, did you expect this to go on for this long?
No, I did not. Not in my wildest dreams did I expect it to go on. And with that being said, we've gone through a lot here in Monmouth County, but I think because of working with the team the way we did, we made through it, and we were able to get through some of the challenges and the difficulties and the unknowns. Where I think we're in a good place right now. Which I could talk a little bit about the vaccination process when you're ready to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk about that at the end, but
Sure, sure.
um,
We can talk about that at the end.
yeah. So what was your role as director this year?
My role was I really don't like to say this because I don't want people to feel that I'm taking like a full control. But unfortunately, it was in this year. I never stopped working since the first time we got our first case, which was March 9th, 2020, and we never took a day off. And we worked every day. We went through all the different segments of the pandemic, and we hit a lot of challenges, but we also overcame all the challenges. And so I can honestly say we're in a good place now.
Mm. And what were some of those challenges that you faced?
So it was the dealing with, of course, first and foremost, our staff through the very difficult time. You got to remember, some of our staff are essential personnel. So with that, they were required to come into work. But at the end, also there was the compassionate side that by coming into work, there was a safety issue with our own in-house employees. So we had to navigate through that. We had to put the right policies and procedures together, and best practices together, which we did. Then, of course, you had to deal with the outside public and the different entities we had, whether it was parks, beaches, all those processes opening up. And then it got into the testing component side, where we moved into that process, which led into helping support with the CARES Act money, the funding the reimbursement to the municipalities in 3 separate phases, funding the business climate of over 48 million that we did, funding the nonprofits that we did, funding the special needs schools and the arts that were being devastated. All those things had to be navigated to all blend in to work successfully.
Hmm. And also last year we spoke about the importance of a routine. So how did that play in this past year?
So are you talking more about everybody's normal routine?
Yeah, and last year I know you spoke about how important it was for you to go to the gym, and you were saying
Oh,
like I'm
yes.
talking about like personally. I mean,
Yes. Okay. So yes, it was very, so I will tell you, um, and I think it was more mental for myself than anything, but I have not missed a day of working out since March 9th, 2020. And I'm sure that day will come soon, when it's been a long time and I'm getting tired. No, but with all seriousness, that's my mental lapse, and changing that routine of how to navigate maybe in another direction on not going out to a gym at that time. I'm back full fledged right now, but going back at that time, I had to find very creative ways, and I did. I found very creative ways too, and somewhat like barbaric ways of exercising, working out like the old days. And then keeping my routine. I went into work every day. The only thing that was much different was normally my life after work is very calendar filled, and that stopped. So I was home at 6 o'clock, and I did many projects at home. over those years. So this should be somewhat of a quieter home project here for me, which I welcome.
And have you has your schedule become more busy lately
It
or?
is packed,
Oh.
absolutely packed. And I will tell you, the last 4 nights I've been out at events for the last 4 nights out, and it's breathtaking to see people feeling, and that has a lot to do with the vaccination component side.
And how do you feel? Was it refreshing to have that time, to have nothing or?
It did. It was actually. I will tell you on a personal side for a period of time, it definitely was. But on the flip side, it started to get old quick, and I wanted normalcy back.
Mhm. So were there any changes that you implemented this past year that you'll continue to use in the future?
Well, I mean, I think you're going to start to see a lot of Zoom type meetings like we're doing now, just because of the convenience. I think that's going to come in play pretty prevalent. And then it's going to be best practices that you're going to see throughout the county in different departments, how to handle the hygiene. And I say this all the time, which is going to be pretty interesting. Next year, I look at it this year that we didn't hear one time about the flu. Now, people have different feelings on that, but one of the reasons could be because everybody was very cautious with masks, gloves, sanitizing, social distancing, all those components came into play. Now, so is that going to be a model for the upcoming years to try to keep the flu down a little during the flu season? It might, because obviously it worked because we didn't hear nothing about it, or there was a confusion between COVID and the flu when people were tested. That's to be seen.
And how do you think Monmouth County as a whole responded to this pandemic?
We were stellar. And now when I say we, and of course people will say, oh, well, of course he's going to say that because we are Monmouth County, but there was a partnership of 53 municipalities and all the entities, whether it was the arts, whether it was the business district, where it was our special needs schools, where it was our county vocational schools. We all worked or Brookdale Community College. All those components worked together to come out with a successful outcome. Were we the hub? Probably. Okay. But would we have been successful without our partners? Absolutely not.
And if you feel comfortable sharing, how were you able to stay healthy this year? Same with your family?
Sure. So I will tell you that I did not get COVID-19, and I was everywhere. So somebody was looking down at me and giving me a little sign of the cross because I did not. I was cautious of myself and my family. But I was fortunate, and you heard the old little rumors, and that, if you were O positive blood, you were safer. I am O positive blood. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I took a lot of vitamins from day one, and I still to this day. I've always taken vitamins, but not to the level that I do now from the day one, from vitamin C, zinc, multivitamins, B vitamins. I'm vitamin out. But now, did any of those? I eat a lot of vegetables, and all. So were those some of the reasons? I don't know. But if I could say, knock on wood, I was lucky, and maybe it was just luck.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about COVID testing and the vaccines and stuff. So how did COVID testing work this year?
So COVID testing worked great. We tested thousands upon thousands of people. I don't know the exact number, but we held 4 days a week. We would have locations in Asbury, Long Branch, Neptune, Keensburg, and Freehold Barrow, rotating through there 4 to 5 times a week. And we would vaccinate for free. We held vaccination centers for our emergency services, and we held vaccinations some of our urban area, churches, clergies.
Um, and were you able to get your vaccine or?
Yes, I was. Just recently, I just received my vaccine, and Monmouth County is in a very good place. So, statewide and national statistics say that about 50 to 60% of people are getting vaccinated. The other ones, for whatever reason, their choice. Well, we must have hit that because we're hitting somewhat of a roadblock right now where if, and I'm actually, ironically, on Monday, I'm holding a press conference on Channel 12 that we're opening up our site for our vaccination site with our partner, RJ Barnabas and Monmouth Medical, that we're opening up to walk-in traffic. You don't even have to register walk-in traffic, and you can get your vaccination there. And so we're hoping that we could push it up to the 60-70% here to Monmouth County. And, that from what I hear, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but this herd immunity goal, I guess you could say, could be potentially achievable.
And do you think after more people get the vaccine, they'll be more comfortable to go out and stuff?
Oh, I see it now. Well, I'm at events now and they're very crowded, and everybody that walks past somebody that says hello tells them that they were vaccinated. So,
Yeah. So when you got your vaccine, how did you feel? Did you feel like more comfortable going out or
I
like
did. It was definitely a mind, a relief in the mind. There's no question. There is people that have a cold across from you, have allergies, and you're hesitant on it. Not quite as hesitant anymore with it because I feel comfortable that the vaccination hopefully worked. I hope it did. So I think there's a big comfort feeling there.
Yeah. I was able to get my first one like last week, I think, because it was open to, because I'm 16, so
Right.
it was open to
So
16.
you got the Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like I'm like part of history, kind of, like
You are.
it's cool.
You absolutely are.
And yeah, I feel like more comfortable going to school and stuff because I'm in person. So
Now, what school do you go to?
Middletown North.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Great.
Yeah. So what were some things that you've learned over this past year?
Well, I've learned that regardless of during a time of, I'm not going to say distress, but emergency, people can come together and work together. And we proved that with the 53 towns. We're a large county, and we had 53 mayors work together, Democrat, Republican, Independent, come together for the good of one thing. And that was for those entities that we talked about before. And I feel very strongly about that. I've also learned that you have to do things, you have to think things out properly, look at it, digest it before you come out with your decision to see what the ramifications could be. And basically, have faith in your professionals and work to an ultimate goal.
And what are some things that you're looking forward to after the pandemic is over, personally and for Monmouth County?
So Monmouth County will grow as it will, whether it's development, whether it's in the park system, whether it's in the open space, whether it's in all those categories, will flourish. There's no question in my mind. I think very positively, and I'm pretty comfortable to say this. I think Monmouth County is going to go off the radar because of the destination. And that's because people are fleeing from Manhattan and New York. And Monmouth County is a huge destination to come to. So I think that is going to, for the people, home values are going to go through the roof. They've started to, but they're even going to continue to. And so that's probably the biggest thing that we're going to see. As far as our personal side, just getting back to my normal life of probably not the normal life for most people, but the normal life for me. I live a very hectic, crazy life, but that's a life I choose. And that's just the individual I am. So I'm not a sit on the couch guy. And I like the energy. I like the challenges. And I'm looking forward to diving into those.
Yeah, so that's all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. This was great. And Sophia, if you need me for anything, please reach out and I will definitely help you. When I'm sure once you get out of Middletown North, you're going to want to move on to some sort of higher education. When you do, if you need a letter of recommendation, I would welcome one. I would greatly appreciate being able to give you one.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yep. Thank
You
you.
got it.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye-bye.